put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Viewers, welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. This morning we are talking about DERTECH's Curriculum Planning and Development Unit. On our program, we've got, and let's get that name correct. Okay, so I think we made a mistake earlier on. So it's Alicia Psyche-Haynes, Miss Alicia Psyche-Haynes, and Avie Bacchus-Hopkins, and they are both visual and performing arts officers, curriculum officers attached to DERTECH. Ladies, good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
I got it right, not didn't
Yes,
I?
you
That's
did.
right, that's right. It's good to have you both on the program. In terms of what you do, tell our viewers this morning, and we start with you, Alicia, or Miss Haynes, Miss Psyche-Haynes. In terms of what you do, what exactly do you do?
So my job as a curriculum officer for drama and dance involves me providing value, basically, to the teachers at secondary school and at primary school with respect to those subjects. So basically that may involve visiting schools, professional development workshops, and may involve also too as well providing knowledge concerning new skills and strategies that may be incorporated in teaching the particular subject. At the primary school level, we work alongside with the multicultural unit. Actually, when we started our job, they were the ones who really gave us the insight into what is happening at the primary school where VAPA is concerned too as well, because they also had the mandate to promote VAPA within the primary school. So when we came on as curriculum officers, they were the ones who were able to help and assist in guiding our process. So we basically work with the curriculum, and where, at least on my end, with respect to drama and dance, it's about promoting those two areas in schools and ensuring that the students and they get the best and most effective teaching possible from their teachers.
All right, and let me chat here with Miss Bacchus, and I need to get that name correct, and that is Miss, this is Mrs.
Mrs.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Mrs. Avie Bacchus-Hopkins.
Yes.
And maybe you can tell us this morning the purpose of the curriculum unit.
All right. Basically, in a nutshell, the curriculum unit is there to provide support to the teachers. Apart from that, we monitor the implementation of the curriculum generally, so all the subject areas. Initially, when the unit started, they did the first cohort with 4 officers and the curriculum coordinator, and then in 2021, they had the second cohort with 8 additional officers. So most of the subject areas, they are covered. Yeah.
All right. And you love what you do?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
You're passionate about
Very
it?
much
Yes,
so.
we are.
Is it that is your background in education?
Yes.
Within these subject areas?
Yes. So before we went on the unit, we were teachers. So I taught at Mason Secondary School, Visual Arts.
And I would have taught at Point Fortune West Secondary School.
Oh,
Yes.
So you bring a different set of...
Yes. I would have been there for 17 years before I took up this particular post as a curriculum officer.
In Tobago.
In Tobago.
I tell you, they're running away from Trinidad, coming to Tobago. No, it's good to have you. The perception, let me get this here, the perception and status of visual and performing arts in the primary and secondary school. What is the perception of it? Because, you talked earlier about primary school, visual and performing arts at the primary level and then at the secondary. I'm sure a lot of parents believe it's just fun and games and acting and drama and just doing a little skit at school.
A thrill.
Yes.
Yes, it's a thrill. And so when we speak about the perception, what we have experienced as professionals in our craft over the years that we have either been teaching or performing, people tend to view visual and performing arts as just that. It's a thrill. It's something that you just do on the side. And what we are trying to do...
Just in case you're not good at books, you could do that.
Yes, you can do that. If it is somebody, they can't handle the science subjects, you give them that. Yeah. And what we are trying to do is still, at this stage, after all of the years and the research that's actually outside there that promote the value of the arts in education, we are still trying to continue that fight to encourage parents, all stakeholders, listen, there is value to arts in education, from teaching students 21st century skills of critical thinking, collaboration, team building, communication skills, in a matter of you. And then there's also the other aspect too as well of the entrepreneurial aspect of visual and performing arts. You have the whole creative economy, the orange economy. Yeah, I'm wearing orange, right? Yeah. You have the orange economy too as well. And the orange economy is a $1 billion global economy.
That's right.
So even though we have so many talented persons in Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean, we are still behind in terms of people seeing the value of what it is the arts can bring to society, what it can bring to our bottom line economically, what it can bring to us as individuals too as well. Because I can even just give a personal story. Before I was involved in drama, I was one of the most shyest people there were. You never heard me speak. I just walked in the room. I would sit at the back.
You?
Yes.
I'm sure the person's looking at you and saying, wow, look at her.
But with my experience with drama, being exposed to it through Friends Creative Theatre, Bad Connection Theatre Company, it helped me. It helped to shape who I am now. And there are many persons who are involved in the arts or would have been involved in the arts who can speak to that particular type of benefit.
Yeah. I wonder where was this orange economy when I was growing up? It was, I mean, I would have loved to, but at my time, we didn't have this. We had literature.
Yes.
And we had different teachers. I went to Signal Hill Senior Comp at the time, Cheryl Uzuru, Zelma Cowie, who did, something on the side, and you got involved on the side. This was not a part of the curriculum.
That's it.
Yeah?
Quite
all right. So, and your vision, is it that the vision for VAPA in Tobago differs from the vision of VAPA in Trinidad?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so what is the vision for Tobago?
Basically, we're adding to the national curriculum in terms of adding focus to Tobago's culture, using our culture to be the foundation of the implementation of the curriculum, basically, in the classroom. Hence, the drive to create that awareness and the shift in how we generally view the arts on the island.
And I'm glad that Avie actually mentioned that too as well, because like right now, when it is you ask about whether it is that it differs, fundamentally, pushing the visual and performing arts is what both Trinidad and Tobago is going to do. But how we go about doing it and making sure that the focus is on Tobago's culture in Tobago is going to be the primary difference in how it is we go about and our decision-making too as well going forward when it comes to the curriculum in primary and secondary schools. Making sure that students in Tobago understand their history, understand the importance of the ones who have gone before, our icons of Tobago, and their contribution to Tobago's culture, making sure that it's embedded in every Tobago student, whether at primary or at secondary school.
One question that's coming in here is that for some teachers, they believe that there is somewhat of a disconnect between the curriculum officer and the teacher. How do you respond to that in terms of the delivery? What is to be taught, but what is actually delivered in the classroom?
Right. So generally, the approach from the observations we've had is the focus is delivering the core areas for exam testing. Right? So what we're bringing to the table basically is using all areas as a teaching strategy to develop and to deliver these areas. Because in the classroom, we know we have the different types of learners. They learn differently, and you cannot use one umbrella strategy to meet the diverse learner in the classroom. So what we're bringing to the table is using our areas as a strategy to deliver that core to, at the end of the day, meet the testing requirement that is nationally.
All right.
And I think to build on what it is Avie just said too as well, from my experience to just visiting schools, we get to realize each school has its own different dynamic. Each school has its own different culture and its own different challenges. So there are times when it is that we may come up with some grand idea, and the teacher's going to say, yes, it sounds really good, but that's not going to work here in my space.
Right.
So part of what we are also doing too as well is in trying to do our job is to listen to what our teachers are also saying to as well, because at the end of the day, they are the ones who are executing the curriculum. We are in the unit, yes, we can provide as much guidance and monitoring as we can as possible, but at the end of the day, the teacher is the one who is really leading this particular charge to empowering our students in the classroom. So what we will be doing on our end, in addition to listening, is doing our best to empower our teachers too as well. But it is a concern that many of them share, and what we are going to try to do better at what we are doing so that we can all work together for the benefit of the students.
Right. Now, this question, I know you alluded to a little while ago, but I want us to discuss it a little bit more about some of the various ways that VAPA can assist the development, the development of Tobago, and that, and you
Yes.
a little bit.
For both the teachers and the students to see the value in their product. So yes, we have we're rich culturally with talent, but at the end of the day, do we value what we have?
Okay.
Right? So the idea is to do training to empower the stakeholder to see that value, right? And this could be done through networking for one. For example, the BDU, Business Development Unit, to train for the understanding of the formal part of the entrepreneurship, business planning, marketing strategies, and etc. All those facets, right? So
and to just build on that, for the past, well, since I've been here, you've been hearing the Division of Tourism about promoting Tobago, you know, from a tourist perspective.
Right.
Part of Tobago's tagline, I will say, part of Tobago's edge is its culture.
Right.
So when there's an understanding in terms of how we can monetize properly our culture, then we can start to see the ripple effect in terms of finances. What we tend to observe when it comes to the creative economy and creators of ourselves, we have challenges trying to separate passion from business. And we have to be able to build that relationship. Many times we will create a piece of work and we have challenges pricing that work.
Monetizing your skill and your talent.
That is it. And we must understand that while, yes, it's a passion, but you can't take passion to the grocery.
No, you can't take it to the bank.
That's it. So you have to sit down and strategize. You have to be able to create your business plan. You have to be able to create your marketing plan. You have to be able to know exactly why are you creating this product? What is the problem that you are trying to solve with this product? So that way it aligns itself up with a business strategy, so that at the end of the day, when you produce, you are also going to be able to make a profit. When you make a profit, then we can start to see how it is the wheels are going to turn in Tobago's economy. Yeah. Because right now, for example, if it is, Avie comes to me and she wants to get this done, I make it for her. And then I will tell her, okay, it's going to cost her $250. So much? We tend to break down the prices of our creatives. This is time, this is money, this is talent.
Skill. Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
And what you are paying for is not actually just the product that you receive. You are paying for the years of experience. Because what I'm able to do for you now in 5 minutes took me about 15 years to get here. Yes. And that's what you're paying for. Right? So what we're trying to do is, in addition to feeding the curriculum within the school, changing mindsets when it comes to how it is teachers, students, parents, everybody in a whole, how we see our culture, how we see visual and performing arts, and showing them that, listen, we need to change how we are doing what it is that we're doing, because there are benefits to it. Yeah. There are benefits to it.
Certainly, monetizing your skill and your talent, and we live in a culture that says we know that you're good at it. We want you because you're good at it, but we're not willing to pay for it. you know, just offer your skill and your talent for free, because we're all volunteering, so you should volunteer as well. But I like I like the direction that we're going in terms of monetizing skill and talent. But there's also this spin-off from what it is you do in terms of the visual and performing arts. What about set design? What about setup, lights,
all of that.
sound?
The CSEC Theatre Arts exam actually involves the stage management component. So CSEC Theatre Arts involves drama improvisation as an option. You have dance as well, and you also have stagecraft. So stagecraft involves all of those things you just mentioned. And then to add to Avie's area too as well, I think at Cape level, you all have film and whatnot too as well, in addition to what we do at Cape Performing Arts, film component.
They're just trying to introduce the digital side of things, digital art, you know, so we're in the process of developing that part of the curriculum. Signal Hill Secondary is one of the schools I know that has been trying to tap into that area.
I think they have done some stuff through Sir Garnet Lawrence in the past.
That is on the drama end. So the visual arts, the art and design side of it, the digital arts is a new area that CSEC
that they're breaking into.
Introduced.
All right. So certainly great and exciting things coming up in the area, in this curriculum area. The development and purpose of a Tobago-centric primary school VAPA curriculum. And again, we have to go back to this being pretty new because VAPA was just really associated with secondary level education. Now we see the primary level coming out into the primary level.
Well, I don't think that's a fully fair statement because I know multicultural unit.
Okay.
But they would have been in the primary schools from before.
How long? How long?
Multicultural, well, that would have been what? I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly how long they would have been there. But I know when we came, we met an established system.
So my apologies.
Yeah,
so there is
they would have been at the schools doing drama, dance, drumming. Whenever there were any competitions, they were the face of visual and performing arts in the primary school. What we are doing now that we are now in curriculum, is basically adding
to what
to the foundation that was there.
Yes.
All right. So we're talking about that in the primary schools. How? I mean, what sort of response do you get from the students at the primary level? And does this set the stage for what they do where they go in terms of when they get to secondary level?
Yes. Well, the student, it's a twofold approach. So we have the foundation that was set previously with the multicultural unit, and previously I spoke about the strategies, empowering the teachers. So that when I say the twofold approach, so since we've been there, we have streamlined some objectives for teachers that they can use so that they could do apply the integrated approach using the arts to push the areas like social studies and to further develop the literacy, the ELA components, right? So we see, well, feedback from the teachers is that the students are responding and they're meeting a wider area in the wider number of students in the classroom, students who are having challenges are making more connections to the information that is being delivered to them.
And I'm really happy to hear that. So it's finding a way to reach our students.
Yes, at the end of the day, that's the end game.
That's right. So let's talk about some of your past projects and future projections within the division.
All right. So previously for visual arts, we had a mural painting competition for secondary schools. The winning mural piece being displayed at the A&R Robinson Airport. That was for the Republic Day celebration, the national celebration. Additionally, in December, we had our first Tobago Day song competition where we had students from both the primary level and the secondary level composing their own songs focused on promoting Tobago, the island of Tobago. So at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is promote citizenship, appreciation of your culture, your identity, right?
Well, just to add to that, what we would have done for drama so far and dance is that we would have had a stick fighting workshop. last year, we would have invited Louis McWilliams to come over because stick fighting was actually one of the cultural forms being taught, being studied actually for this year's CSEC exam. And then coming back to the power of drama to teach and to empower, we would have invited Faisabat Connection Theatre Company to be here to do their production on the topic of incest. So they would have been here performing My Father's Child. They would have done that production, I think it was in February month. They would have been here. We would have also worked alongside too as well with student support services in case there were any students who attended the program that would have had any issues coming out of that. So we're basically just working together. We're basically just, you know, trying to provide as much opportunities as possible for our students to learn.
Currently, we're working on a recent project, which is a mural painting again challenge for primary schools. Right. Discovering what is over the rainbow. And in this project, we partner with Sherwin-Williams Paint Company. They are our major sponsor, and we appreciate it, right? And the idea is, again, trying to promote those 21st century skills in our students, the collaboration, the problem solving, decision making, all of these skills, if they can master them, and apart from that, creating that experience, you know, real world experiences to make the connections and to develop their confidence and everything else positively. Yes.
Well, ladies, I want to thank you and I want to wish you all the best. I think our children are in better hands, knowing that you're there, and certainly opportunities for our children to learn, any opportunity for our children to learn. Some of them may not be academically inclined, and some of them may need this avenue. In fact, they may learn better through this avenue. So I think by any means necessary to ensure that our children get to the top. Yes. So thank you again and congratulations on your future goals. Keep doing what you're doing. And we can tell that you're passionate about what you do. We can tell, we can tell it shows, and I think that's a plus.
Thank you.
All right. So thank you again for being on the program.
Thanks for having us again.
Our pleasure indeed. There was lots more coming up this morning on the Tobago Updates Morning Show. We are going to be chatting in just a little while with Alicia Phillips, and we're talking pan. Yes, we are certainly talking pan. And that's right, Alicia Phillips and Rondell Charles. We're talking about the second annual Gospel Pan Festival that's coming up. Yes, and just to remind you here that the Tobago Jazz Festival Gospel Night starts tonight, all right? And we've got a very special guest coming up a little bit later on in the program. So viewers, for those of you joining us this morning, we say share the live, share the live, share the live.